Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight's show is a showcase, will be in September, of women and their jobs and what they do, and it's meant to be a boost for women. And I want you to welcome Kelly Golden and Lynn Laporte. And it's the South Shore Women's Forum.
South Shore Conference for Women.
Conference for Women.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you.
And it'll be at the hotel, 1620, in September.
Yes.
Now, you were here last year.
Yes, I was.
With
Manessa Konecki.
Is she still part of it?
Yes, she's very much a supporter and will definitely be playing a key role, we believe, this year. So
she was a hoot.
Yes.
I loved her.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, just to get acquainted, let's get a little background on each one of you. Kelly Golden, who are you?
For sure. Well, I know that you know some of my family, but I am a mother to a 6.5-year-old in the town. We live close to the beach, so we love that. I would say that's very much a full-time job, of course. And then my other full-time job is I work in corporate talent and learning strategy. So that keeps me busy. My husband and I both also do some real estate. He's also very involved in the town, as you know. So we're busy, but we love being a part of the South Shore and in Plymouth and just all that the town has to offer. So
yes, he's one of my favorite selectmen. Yes.
Yes.
So
one of the favorite. I won't ask.
The favorite?
Yeah.
And Lynn, give us some background.
So I grew up in Sandwich on the Cape. I have 2 grown sons, 2 grandchildren. I live on a small farm with my husband, dog, a horse, bunch of chickens.
Nice.
And professionally, I'm an esthetician and a reflexologist, and I work at a spa in Marion, as well as being able to help people online through Zoom and advocating that way. So in person and from home.
That's wonderful. And I know you're going to be starting up a new little business for yourself online, and I wish you very well. You have beautiful skin, and I'm sure you're going to be very happy in that choice. Now, this conference is very important, and from what I understand, you were overwhelmed with applications this year.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, Lynn, do you want to give some of the background? I could talk about this year's theme and what we're hoping people get from the conference.
Sounds good.
How did it start, Lynn? When did it start? And bring us up to date, and then you can go from there.
Okay, great. Thank you. So in 2016, Jen Maseda had her first conference for women, Metro West, correct? Mm-hmm. Metro West. And from there, it blossomed, and she created more chapters throughout the state of Massachusetts with other local women similar to our board here at the South Shore Conference for Women in different areas of Massachusetts. And we band together and we help create the conference with the voices of the women in the community.
Ah, I love that.
Yeah. And how we do that is we have open meetings. In fact, we just finished up our 2 open meetings. And what the open meetings do is they help set the tone for the conference. Women share topics that are near and dear to them, things maybe that are concerning to them, maybe things they want to learn. It could be health, wellness, it could be professional, entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. We have 5 different categories in which we base our panels that we have during the day of the conference. We have morning panels and afternoon panels. Mm. And those go, so we have a morning keynote speaker, we have an afternoon keynote speaker, and in the middle we have a delicious lunch and lots of networking and good conversation and getting to know everyone. But then panels in the morning and in the afternoon, and we had 106 local women in the South Shore apply to be on a panel.
Amazing.
They have either a passion for something, they're an expert in their field. And so from those 106, we get to choose only 30. And it is so hard.
It's difficult. How could you do that? How long did that take?
The work is underway now, so it'll take, absolutely a few weeks. But as Lynn was saying, so when we have those open meetings, obviously all these women are amazing. And so what we're looking for is thinking about our 5 key topic areas, entrepreneurship, personal prosperity, family and health and well-being. And then we think about our theme, which this year our theme is embracing change. And so we share that with women at the forums to hear about, what does change look like in their lives, right? And so you hear, I think, a few things, but we typically hear a lot about women at different stages in their life. Right? And change for some people are, my kids are starting school. Some are perimenopause or menopause. Some are, my kids are out of the house, and what do I do now? I've been going.
Or even some lost their spouse.
Yes.
And would like to get into different areas.
Yeah, a lot of, I think some who might describe themselves as the sandwich generation, they're now taking care of their parents. And so I think, or they're starting a new career. Obviously, we saw a lot of change for women after the pandemic in terms of work and professionalism. And so, when we think about embracing change and the types of panels we'll put together, as Lynn was saying, we want to equip women with the tools like financial planning. Like, change is going to come. Are you financially ready? Do you have an estate plan? Do your parents have an estate plan set up, right? So we might have some panels where we're bringing experts on those topics. But we also want to hear from women who've been through it. It's hard to see when you're at the start of change or you think you want to do something. It's hard to know what that can look like. In particular, our keynotes really help us with that usually, of thinking about that theme and sharing their story. So that's where the selection process comes in to think, obviously all these women are qualified. How can they help best bring those themes and what we heard during our open forums to life?
That sounds wonderful. It goes from 8 to 4?
Just about, yep. So there's breakfast in the morning, and we have a number of exhibitors who are often local businesses. So many of our local shops will set up and sell either products or services. So everything from jewelry to yoga wear to candles, vacation planning services. We had a distinctive pergolas there last year.
Creams,
yes. Yeah. So lots of different services and different local businesses set up, so you can do some networking and shopping and check those things out. And then, as Lynn said, we do breakfast is out. We have that morning keynote and opening panels and a lunch, some afternoon panels, and then also we close it up with a toast to one another and a glass of wine. So
very nice. And so that $52 includes breakfast and lunch if you stay all day.
Yep.
Do people go in and out? I mean, do some come in at 12 or do they come at 8 o'clock?
For the most part, I think we see pretty good commitment for the whole day. And a number will also attend the night before we do a comedy night kickoff, which is just a fun way. It can be a little intimidating stepping into a room at a conference, and it's just a nice way to see one another.
Break the ice.
Yeah, have a laugh. And then some people will stay in the hotel overnight. The hotel offers a blocked room rate and stay overnight and then usually leave. But we also actually purposely moved it up a little bit this year to end of September. We had heard some feedback that, this is a beautiful town. Why are you, last year was in November and everyone said, this is beautiful. I want to get out and explore. And so we expect, some people might stay the weekend and enjoy from there.
That's a great point. I hope they do.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
What day is the 25th on?
Thursday. And
so they could stay the whole weekend.
Yeah, they sure could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
And even some of us local ladies, I stayed last year, spent the night.
Yeah.
Because we being on the board, we have responsibilities in the morning.
Oh, sure.
Some of us are at check-in. Some of us are, making sure all the tables have their flower arrangements on them. And there's a lot of different things that we enjoy doing, but that we, in the morning, we need to be there early, locked and loaded.
Give me some examples of what happened last year at the forum.
Sure. Do you want to talk about the Goddess Award winner that you presented?
Yes, I would love to. I was going to bring that up. So one amazing award that we give out. We bestow, yeah, every year. It's the Goddess Award.
I love it.
The Goddess is nominated by one of the board members, and it could come in through someone else in the community, but we have to bring it to the board, and we all discuss
Vote.
it.
Yeah.
And I had the absolute honor and pleasure of bestowing the Goddess Award to one of my dearest friends. She really, I wouldn't be the woman I am today if it wasn't for her. She's helped so many women on the South Shore and the Cape.
That's wonderful.
And yeah, I don't know how I got through that speech, but I did it. And yeah, it's a very, very emotional award, whether you're up there presenting it or not. And it's a really special part of our day.
Was she surprised?
Well, she knew about it because she needed to accept that she was available.
So the person has to accept.
Yeah. But she was very honored.
Yes.
And yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think there's big moments, but then you always find the small moments throughout the day. So last year our theme was all in, and we actually landed on it a little bit, I don't want to say by accident, but Jen Maseda has sent an email asking, are you all confirmed? Are you all in? I said, is that our theme this year? I thought I missed something. Like, we're all in. This is the, we're ready to go. But it's
perfect.
But I think again, I was mentioning, we both run and we work in different businesses and fields. And I feel like I could see we had different panels, like I said, that, whether it was, how you're all in to serve your community, and women shared about, I saw this need and I jumped in and I'm all in, and how I think, women try to be everything to everyone, and how do we try to pick, understand I need to first be all in with myself, right? But then I need to be all in with the things. That takes
years to learn.
We're still working on it, right?
Yep.
So, I think those are the moments where you see throughout the day, right? You just see women sometimes take that step back, and something has resonated with them, and you see them start writing something down, whether it's they want to work, again, on just time management and balance and their commitment to themselves. They want to work on their public speaking so that they can be more in to sell their business, whatever it is, they have those moments throughout the day.
It's tough because, sometimes we feel isolated. Mm-hmm. And depending on what's going on in your life. I mean, I didn't learn how to work on myself until about 50 years old. And once it started, though, it was there, and it was accelerated, and because I had an open mind to it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I think anybody there that's coming to your forum has an open mind.
Yeah.
They have to.
And this is what keeps me coming back, is because I feel like and I started attending about 4 or 5, 6 years ago, and I think at that time I even felt like, it's too late to start. It's too late.
Never.
I'm already down this road, right? And then I go and I see women across fields and industries, and what they started at whatever age it was, that you're like, okay, they can do it, I can do that. Yeah.
As a kid, I never wanted to be older. I never rushed or said, at 13 I want to be 19, nothing like that. And it goes by so fast that there's no need to push it. So I think an important part, too, in your forum is to learn how to enjoy every day. Yeah. Easier said than done.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I think that, as I was thinking about you before the show asked us, well, what do you mean embracing change, right? Our theme for this year. And as I was reflecting on, I think it's about mindset, right? That I think we are all in a place in our lives, we just know that we're in constant change. And there's sometimes there is, right, change we want, there's change we really don't like, but it's how we can have that mindset that, all right, this is what it is today. How am I going to shift my mindset to see it as an opportunity, or lean on other women or call my peers and talk through that with them?
Cooperation, too, is so important if you want to grow. And I think your forum, too, teaches them how to grow.
think it's, we talk about tools and resources, but I think it's community and knowing, like you said, you're just hearing someone else who's either been through it or, that you could talk to more about it.
Because really, when I was, there's nothing. You didn't even talk to your mother because you didn't want to upset her.
Yeah.
You might have one girlfriend, but not fully. You didn't give it up fully.
Yeah. And, at this point, right, your friends are in different places than you are, and we get busy. And I think, you asked about, the price of the conference being $52. And we like to say that if you are, right, we're all thinking about our budget right now, but, I think this is where we're working really hard to keep this conference accessible, because we like to say, if you were to give yourself $1 a week, right, this conference is the equation of $1 a week is $52.
Give it to yourself.
So you're giving that to yourself, but do you want to talk a little bit about how the sponsors also?
Oh, yes, tell me. How do you become a sponsor?
Give us a call, reach out to us.
Yeah.
So, and that's what the sponsors are an integral part of keeping that ticket price at $52.
Yeah.
And there's different tiers that they can get involved. And depending on what tier they pick, they all include tickets to the conference.
Yep.
Correct. And the different sponsorship levels, they go on, their names will go on a banner. We promote them.
In all platforms.
All platforms, social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
We're very, so I feel like it's very well-rounded. Where LinkedIn tends to be more business.
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram is both today.
Social, and business.
And then through our newsletter, Jen and her assistant are phenomenal at getting out newsletters, and our sponsors get mentioned there as well. And a lot of graphics are created.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
you have a lot of tools at hand.
Yeah.
What does it cost to be a sponsor? You said different levels.
Yes. So we do offer small business sponsorship, which I believe is, and if anyone connects with us, we will true up these numbers, $750. And by that, we do mean a true small business, right?
Yeah.
Those who might own a shop in town, a photographer, a one
Pizza
man
place.
or woman shop, pizza place. The true small business that we want to give them an opportunity against what might be our other partner packages, which start at $2,500, where we have other bigger law firms. We have some banks. We've had Dependable Cleaners was a huge sponsor for us last year. Those who do some coaching, so different scales, but they range from $2,500, I believe, up through $20,000, right?
Wow.
And that's where you're getting your name on the tables and the name badges and things like that.
Wow.
And obviously, we would highly recognize them throughout the day as really making opportunity for women, local women, right? So we know that there are businesses out there who want to attract women who are increasing their spending power, women who are increasing their presence in the, and their political influence and other things, right? That this is a great opportunity to show the support for those types of women, get your name in front of them to show that this is something important, and in local women, right? You're not just kind of throwing it into the ethers.
Right.
You're, you have a local.
He'll kill me, but have you gone to Dickie Quintal yet?
That is a good idea. Yes, but I will need to follow up with him.
So,
and I think
he's so
yes,
good.
Yes, he is. And of course, we just always like to balance our relationships in town. But I think that that's a great example of, right, like what a great way, and also a sponsor you might not think of, right? That we know that there are organizations and companies out there. I think that we talk about car dealerships. Like again, who's out buying cars? Or who's buying big cars to bring their families around? Like women who are out managing the finances these days and opening more bank accounts at a growing number.
I read that women now hold the most money, and
who's going to take out more mortgages and buy more homes and all of that. So,
wow.
But
You've
if you think
thought
about
of
it,
everything.
A local business, whether it be a bank, whether it be an auto dealership, I thought of a business that's in this industrial park that I buy from all the time, and I'm going to approach them. Like, what a great thing to be able to say, we took a sponsorship with the South Shore Conference for Women, and, we're putting all the women's name in a hat or something like that, and 10 women, I'm just pulling a name out, are going to be able to have the day off, going to be able to go to this amazing conference. They're going to be able to network, whether it be personally, professionally, for their business. And it's going to be a business saying to those women, we care.
We care.
We care.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to all of you. It's value for everybody.
It is.
It really is.
And I think you bring up a good point, right? We know sponsorship dollars are real dollars, but it's an investment in the cost of bringing someone into your company to do something like that is offset by your getting your name out there. Like you said, allowing some of maybe the women in your organization to attend for the day. So that's a great point.
There are a lot of businesses in Plymouth that are very generous. They are.
Yes.
And I'm always surprised. They do it quietly, but they do it.
Yeah.
So don't think this person would say no, or, you know, try it.
Yes.
I could name 10 of them to you, maybe before you leave.
Yes, please. Yeah, that'd be great.
Because it's worth it. I'm impressed at what you do. Now, is that woman that started it going to be there?
She sure is.
Does she go to all of them?
She does.
Oh, my
Including also
good.
now North Carolina and Kansas City.
I love
so
North Carolina. I just got home from North Carolina.
You could have attended there.
Yeah, I could have. My daughter lives there.
Oh, great. Well, we'll have to have her. You can have simultaneous experiences. So we'll have to.
Yeah, I love North Carolina.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I think it just speaks that I think the need and that this is, having an impact, right? So that women are looking to meet local women they never would have met otherwise.
I would have never met you.
Right.
Or you.
Exactly.
And connect and feel that, again, take a day for yourself, invest in yourself, that $1 a week.
See, I like that. Invest in yourself. That should be also a little running under theme. Invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to. You deserve it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what I was getting into the first year that I said yes to being
Nobody
on.
does.
I just tell people, jump on board and we'll help you figure it out. Yeah.
But I can't tell you how, I don't know even know if impressed is the right word, but I felt at home. I felt comfortable. I felt surrounded by so many other women, like people that genuinely wanted to stop, look you in the eye, hi, have a conversation. What do you do? It just was such an amazing day.
Uplifting.
I couldn't wait till the next year. So
now that
I don't
says
know.
a lot.
And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I hear. I mean, that other person said the same thing.
Yeah, Manessa.
Manessa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's
It's a revelation. It's, my God, where was this?
And I think, we were talking about other networking organizations, and I think whereas you might join for your business a business-driven networking, and then you meet people you connect with, this is more driven by, as we said, that shared experience of being a woman, and maybe some people I think certainly do leave with business connections, right? Whether you're a panelist or you just met someone in the audience, right? So I still know some of these connections are happening. One of my neighbors attended last year, and she was on someone's podcast last week,
Really?
and so, just sharing some experiences from her family. And so I just,
That's wonderful.
Just great opportunities there. And I think it's, again, you might get some, that's a nice bonus, right? That you're getting that business and that traction, but you also gained that community.
How about officials? Any officials going?
We hope so. We have certainly invited many to attend, and I think that their presence would be great. I think we have a number of local women who I think saw that call, right? That maybe there was something happening, and how did they embrace change?
They started out small
Yep.
and worked their way and found a passion toward it. And
Yeah,
I know women like that in the community.
Yeah. And, you start with the committee, right? And I think that that's another, right? When you're talking about change, it doesn't have to be the big thing right away. And I think
It never is.
right? You start here, and then you see the next thing, and then you talk to this person.
And you like it.
Yeah.
And you go on
and
from there.
you make a few mistakes, and you are.
Yeah. That's true.
Right? Yeah, so.
Yes.
Yep.
That's wonderful. And what is the dress there? Just casual?
Our color is purple, so
Oh, healing color.
yes.
Purple is a healing color.
Yes, so I think I'm gonna wear my same purple dress I wore last year. So we encourage purple, but I would say it's business casual. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see a range, but
Any pictures being taken? I think you should.
Lots of pictures.
yeah, we have a
An album.
a photographer who they serve as a small business sponsor. They come and take the pictures, and we help in exchange share their name. And so yeah, we get a lot of great pictures each year.
I would have those albums somewhere,
Yeah.
On a table
Or
so people
slideshow,
can
yeah.
flip through them, maybe a video or something.
We're gonna have to start thinking towards the 10-year.
Ooh.
I think you people are going to have this 2 days.
Yeah,
Eventually you are.
yeah.
Because last year was good. This year is great. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think, if we want to keep it in Plymouth, we have to talk to some of our local developers or politicians about a conference center or something like that, right? Because in my head, I'm like, we could run 3 panels back to back, but right now in Plymouth, we don't have the space.
We
so,
don't have the space.
Yeah,
I know.
that is a challenge. That we did hold the conference in Quincy previously, and the prices, just weren't realistic, and that's actually what drew us to Plymouth. And obviously, Plymouth being as amazing as it is what keeps us in Plymouth, and we like being, in this part of the South Shore, also close to the Cape. That draws a different audience, but we're hitting that max capacity. So,
Have you gone down to the Cape yet? Held it down there?
I think maybe that's Jen's next conference. We might be a separate Cape one. I don't know if we'd want to lose the draw we do get from the Braintree, Quincy, Hanover area, but that's certainly something to consider because there is space there.
We do have a lot of women from the Cape that attend the conference.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
they make that trip.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
there were several women that were passing the word on, applying to be a panelist from the Cape.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I would love to see women from every single chamber on the South Shore and Cape and Islands to attend the conference.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
That would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Anybody from our chamber going?
We do have a partnership with the chamber. We've had great conversations with Amy and her team, and so we know that they run a women's conference as well. But I think we're both of the mindset, or all of the mindset, that this isn't right. It's not a competition. The more, the better. And the conferences are actually about 6 months apart, so that works out nicely.
I think theirs is more business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which yours is a number of different things.
Yeah. So I think there is the business aspect, but there's again the
Give the rundown of what it is. The wellness,
well-being, entrepreneurship, personal prosperity, family,
And isn't it leadership?
and leadership.
I think you covered it.
Yeah.
Takes a village.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've heard people talk about, your board of directors. And I think if you were to establish as a woman or anyone, right, like when you're thinking about who do you go to, that's like how you might set up your board of directors, right? So you might go to one panel that's about personal prosperity and hearing someone's story, but you might go to another one that's, I got to work on some well-being and health and hear about the next stage of my life, what's going to happen, right? And so you can kind of select throughout the day thinking of those in mind.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And so you're sifting through the names now. God help you.
Yes.
And the tickets go on sale in a
Quite
week?
soon, in the next few weeks.
Is the number up there
Yeah.
for the ticket sales?
So or the website. So if there's a few ways that they
good,
can probably
good.
find more information. So we have a Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. She's Local South Shore Conference, or She's Local South Shore. So if you follow us on social media, you'll start to see that information come out. And then if you're still a little bit on the fence, or we'll start to publish, who are the panels, so you can see, what types of topics will be spoken about throughout the day.
Good.
If you start following now, you can join the newsletter, so you can be the first to get some of those tickets.
Yeah.
So
Guess what, girls? We went over the half hour, but we're still going.
that's great.
I want to thank you both for coming on.
Thank you for having
and
me.
Thank you so
Kelly and
Yeah.
Lynn, you can come on anytime. I will rerun this show. And I know you're going to be a tremendous success.
Great.
Tune in 2 weeks from now. I'm not sure who's going to be here, but I'll be here. See you then. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.